I did not come back to the model table last night. So you don't need to scrub ahead to get to this morning because, well, it is this morning. But you remember yesterday when I got my cutter just a little bit too close to the actual part here? And in fact, I can see the damage that we did right here. And I got a comment from a viewer, and he kind of got me to thinking about this. Maybe I should be showing it a little bit closer up so that maybe I could explain better what I was talking about when I was saying that I could feel on some places where you get off of the part and down onto the tab, and other places where you can't. So I'm going to see if I can't just move in nice and close here, maybe with the super macro, and we'll take a look. I can actually see with my normal reading glasses the damage I did right where I'm touching right here. Anyway, let's move in and take a quick look at that before we try to solder some of these pieces together. And I really do hope to get some of this soldered up today. Okay, obviously we do not have the super macro on yet. What I've got here is a piece of glass. And being as we're not going to be doing any cutting, the glass might work out a little better. Now we'll just tape this down so it's not going to move on us, or at least move very little. Yeah, that should work out. Now, for perspective, we're going to be looking at the damaged area right here. Okay, now we'll put on the super macro. Okay, looking at this in the monitor right now, I'm realizing that we're not maybe looking at it at the best angle here to observe the little ledge that I'm just going to drop off of right now. Okay, so I'm going to swing this around 90 degrees and hopefully we'll have a better perspective. Or maybe if I was to, could I flip this up? Maybe I'll try that first. Okay, just as I pressed record here, it just started to pour outside, so I'm going to have to go close my windows. But I'm using Mr. T's pointing device here, and you can see the ledge, and what was happening was I was coming off the ledge and down onto this part right here, which was the exact same height as the tab. The tab was fastened in right here. And yeah, and then when I pressed down, of course I cut in the wrong place. Now I better go close my windows. Okay, the damaged area that we were looking at is right here. I'm sure you spotted that. And the part that we solder, as it turns out, is this large piece right here. And it's going to get soldered, not laying down flat, but it's going to, see if I can pick it up. Okay, it's got to get soldered something like, well, I'll reposition. But you can see how it's supposed to go. So it's gonna reinforce that, and in all likelihood the solder is gonna, fill that damaged area, and we wouldn't see it anyway. It's gotta go something like this. There. It's in the groove, at least from my perspective. Maybe you can see it better than I can. But before we do that, we got this paint on here. Did I say I'm not going to paint the parts while they're on the sheet anymore? Well, I am not discouraged. I am not depressed, but I am disappointed. I have spent a lot of time here trying to figure out how can I hold this together and delicately solder. And I've come to the conclusion it's beyond my expertise. It's just too fine. You want to watch delicate soldering, you watch Steve in the model shed. I'm going to have to try and CA it. What you're seeing me do right now, I haven't practiced, so I don't know if it'll work. But I think it should. Maybe we'll come at it like this. Oh, I don't want to bend anything. Let's see here. I gotta get the tweezers opened up. All right, now I will move you in a minute here, but we're gonna have to fasten this down. I don't know why I'm having a problem picking these parts up here. They're good thing I can edit out the dead spots. Okay, finally I got it. All right, now I just cleaned this part all up with the Windex and the ultrasonic cleaner and so on, so I want to try and avoid touching it with my greasy fingers as much as possible. Okay, I'm going to get this lined up and then I'll move you in. Yeah, it's just like I said, I spent quite a bit of time trying to think of how can I do this, and I was thinking I could use the liquid flux, and then I thought, well, I could use the paste flux, and I could cut little tiny beads of solder, and I was thinking all sorts of different ways I could do this, and it's just it's just too delicate for me. Don't know what to say. Sorry. I'm kind of reminded of something I got on my Facebook this morning. It was from Thailand Jim, actually. He's one of the viewers. You probably know him as Jim Steen. And it was sort of I'm not sure, several hours ago that I saw it, so I want to make sure I got this right. And I'm going to drop it down in the on the page there so that you can see it too. And it was something about, if you're not having fun, you're wasting your time. And I just want to, I know I keep alluding to this, but I want to make sure that I continue to have fun here. And if I was to try and solder this just simply because some people think I should be soldering it, maybe if I loosen this just a little bit here, maybe just too tight. If I'm not having fun, or what was I trying to say there? Yeah, if I start to do things just because people think I should do it, then what's going to happen is I'm not going to be having fun anymore. And doing this is sort of fun. Now what would be really nice is if I could solder that while it's like that. You know, if this thing was like 10 times bigger and made of steel, I'd take it down in my workshop and I'd weld it. But it's, okay, I think that's pretty much right here. You know, I'm wondering if, there's something I can point with here. Okay, you know, there's got to be these other pieces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 more pieces that are going to go in. Would it be a good idea to maybe try and position them in place right now? And because right now this piece that we just put on is in perfect position. But will it? Maybe I have to lean it a bit more this way. I should have left well enough alone, shouldn't I? Oops. I do that a lot. I accidentally bump something as I go to take my hand away. Now, ooh, I'm slumping over here. Maybe I'm a little bit too loose. All right. Now it looks perpendicular to me, and I do believe we got it in the right place. And I think if we take our homemade mini applicator here and just put a little bit of CA on it, at least that's the plan. What time is it anyway? 1:25. Yeah, we got time. Okay, you can see our damaged area right here. Now, if I try to come along with the applicator on this side, I might end up just gluing it down onto the wax paper. So what I'm going to try to do is come in from the back. Oops. I don't want to be knocking it off there, which I almost did. Okay. Right now I'm sampling a little bit of CA on there. I don't know if you can see it. Once again, you can see it better than I can. Does it appear to be wicking through? I kind of think it probably is. Okay, I'll reposition here and we'll try and get the other side. Now I don't know if I should be trying to reinforce this now or maybe wait for a while. I think we better wait for a while. Obviously today's episode is going to be a little bit shorter because I'm sure you can already hear the music playing. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.